Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for watching us this morning. The program comes live to you on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88 and also NBT World. It's Monday, March 16. Let's have a look at today's news. Beginning with Thailand moves forward. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has asked the UN Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, to help close the gap of economic inequality between agriculture-based Asian countries and industry-based countries as an approach to boost poorer countries' capabilities in disaster risk reduction. A Thai government spokesman, Yongyut Mayalap, said General Prayut emphasized Thailand's readiness to support the UN's post-2015 Sustainable Development Agenda as it is consistent with the goals of the national reform in all aspects. The Prime Minister, he said, urged the United Nations to help shore up prices of agricultural products, which are the main source of income of agricultural countries, so that the latter could take greater roles in the disaster risk reduction. Meanwhile, Mr. Ban Ki-moon expressed his belief that Thailand would be successful in establishing the democracy in a sustainable manner. He said he wished Thailand would achieve the goal within a time frame set in the national roadmap, as it would maintain Thailand's solid roles in supporting the UN missions. Mr. Ban Ki-moon also invited General Prayut to attend the UN summit for the adoption of the post-2015 development agenda and the 70th regular session of the UN General Assembly to be held in New York in September. The discussion between General Prayut and Mr. Ban Ki-moon was held on the sidelines of the 3rd UN World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction, which was concluded in Sendai, Japan on Saturday. The Ministry of Transport is preparing to approve a budget for the revamp of Ubon Ratchathani International Airport, which was damaged by a fire in October last year. According to Deputy Transport Minister Akom Term Pitiyapaisit, the Department of Civil Aviation has already named the contractor who will undertake the renovation process. The task is expected to take 150 days and require a budget of 69 million baht. The facelift will focus on an upgrade of airport facilities, including the improvement of car rental service booths, souvenir shops, food court, runway, and also jet bridges. Ubon Ratchathani International Airport was partly damaged by fire in October last year. No one was injured. The airport's operation remained unaffected. The Charter Drafting Committee has organized another seminar to hear opinions from politicians and academics. The Charter Drafting Committee organized seminar saw the participation of representatives from various political parties, including Mr. Jurin Laksanawisit, Mr. Bunyod Sukhothai from the Democrat Party, Mr. Somsak Gosaisuk from the New Democracy Party, Mr. Sumit Sunthornwait from Thai Citizens Party. CDC's Vice President Direk Ting Phang informed the seminar that the new charter consists of 315 articles, although some of which have been disagreed with by the Political Reform Committee. He said that the same seminar will be held in all 4 regions of Thailand again in April. During the seminar, Mr. Jurin said that while the new charter has to be effective in sustaining the development of Thailand's parliamentary system and democracy, not every detail of the draft has to be totally new. Mr. Somsak meanwhile added that he agrees with the energy and labour reform, but disapproves of the government's plan to introduce a new property tax policy, while calling on more effort to resolve the issue of social inequality. Deputy Minister of Commerce Apiradi Tantraporn visited Sukhothai to meet with the local private sector and observe prices of goods sold in the province. The Deputy Minister and entourage travelled to Sukhothai province to inspect prices of products and services at a fresh market in Mueang Sukhothai municipality. The Deputy Minister also met with representatives of local businessmen and people to listen to their opinions and suggestions on trade, the economy and the cost of living. Ms. Apredi said she found that prices of pork, chicken and vegetables in Sukhothai were still normal. She also suggested the fresh market owner renovate the market in order to make it cleaner and more convenient. The Deputy Minister then travelled to Sukhothai Treasure Resort and Spa to attend a meeting with businessmen, retailers and wholesalers in the province to discuss various economic issues. Special Operations Centers have urgently assisted 8 drought-affected districts in Chiang Mai province. Water trucks from the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation have been sent to help them there. Around 1,000 raya farmland have received water from water trucks. As for fire risk, the Ministry of Interior has instructed all relevant units to conduct fire drills in the areas at risk of fire during the dry season. The ministry has increasingly warned the public of fire and discouraged them from burning grass or waste. Local administrative organizations have prepared equipment, vehicles and staff so that they're ready to help local people 24 hours every day. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, has honored the Crown Property Bureau for its successful restoration work. The Crown Property Bureau organized an awards ceremony after UNESCO announced it was one of the recipients of the 2014 Asia-Pacific Awards for Cultural Heritage Conservation. The award was made for Bureau's restoration work at the Phra Si Thamathirat Mansion. The annual awards presentation recognizes important persons and organizations and cooperation between government and the private sector. 46 projects were submitted to the contest and 14 projects from 10 countries were selected in the past year. At the ceremony, Mr. Jirayu Isarangkul Nayuthaya, director of the CPB, was a representative who received the award from UNESCO Director Gwang Jo Kim. Thailand is a favorite destination for tourists, but there are numerous issues that they may face here. In a bid to make everyone's life in Thailand trouble-free, the government has launched new channels for foreigners to submit petitions as a way to help solve their problems. Kuniranut Raijakwanit has a story.
The royal government sees the importance of everyone's hardships and problems. In response, the government has set up channels for foreigners and tourists to file their petition so that each and every voice could be heard.
Right now, there are various agencies concerned with handling the issues that foreigners and tourists face when traveling to or residing in Thailand. Each agency provides its different mechanisms to help facilitate the petitioner's issues. Yet, there needs to be integration between every channel for the petitioner issues to be properly addressed. One way to tackle their issues is via hotlines, which is the largest effort of the government and the National Council for Peace and Order to extend assistance to foreigners living in and visiting the kingdom. Those wanting to notify police of emergency cases may call the Tourist Police Division's hotline 1155. There is also the government helpline 1111, which is linked to different state and independent agencies and is responsible for general complaints. The division is available around the clock with translators of various languages to facilitate petitioners.
So the 1155 Tourist Police Call Center is made to provide Thai nationals and foreign tourists with a hotline in case of emergency. You can call into 1155 and we have people who can answer in 8 different languages for this hotline, and the purpose itself is to accommodate tourists who are in need of disputes during their stay in Thailand. So the commander himself is overlooking this program, and he would like to make sure that all foreign tourists and tourists who are living in Thailand and also Thai tourists have 100% satisfaction when they return to their country.
Both public and private sector entities related to the services for foreigners and tourists are being asked to help promote both the 1155 hotline and the 1111 helpline so that they are widely known by everyone. So once again, the available channels in which people can file their complaints include a hotline number 1155, a helpline number 1111, then there is a post office box 1111, as well as a website www.1111.go.th and the government's public complaint center. I'm Niranut Raijakwanit reporting.
Now let's have a look at the Thailand Public Speaking Competition. The competition this year was held by the English Speaking Union Association, or ESU, giving English-speaking Thai students a platform to express their thoughts on controversial issues. The ESU is a unique global educational charity and membership organization that brings together and empowers people of different languages and cultures. Here's a report from Kun Visnari Witisarasat.
12 bright students joined the Thailand Public Speaking Competition 2015 on the topic of Culture is not a luxury but a necessity, held by the English Speaking Union Association yesterday. Throughout the contest, the students spoke their minds about the importance of culture. Let's hear what they had to say.
I think no matter how well the laws are written, there would always be someone clever enough to get around it. So what we need is a tool far more stronger than any law or regulation on this planet. We need culture. It is a necessity to create the culture of good governance. Now the question is, how are we going to nurture this culture? We can use education as a way to make the gradual changes, because culture is not something that can be done in a single day. We need to educate the new generation to have discipline, to have responsibility, and to make decisions by consensus.
There are bold new generations among us today, which is walking to the dark ages of cultures by having luxury as its determinant. I'm not trying to convince you that luxury is a bad thing. We all know it is not. I like my brand name just as much as the next person's. What I'm trying to convey here is that striving for luxury in itself can lead you to ungodly ways.
Their English was almost flawless, and the judges were clearly impressed, despite posing them difficult questions.
The students were fantastic. Okay, I think that they are a real credit to the Thai educational system. They handled themselves well. Their command, being an English speaker, I think their command of English was superb, excellent. I could have been walking in the streets of New York or London from what I was hearing, and I think the participants demonstrated that they're very bright and intelligent people.
Some of the students confided to NBT World that their method of learning English was through watching documentaries and programs on television rather than studying informal English classes. Nevertheless, one student with a perfect English accent gave a tip to the contestants.
Right, so some people need to improve a bit in pronunciation. Like, okay, I can understand there is a Thai accent, but if you don't try too hard, you know what I mean? But just some words, like, for example, I'm not blaming anyone, but somebody said juice, and like juice, you know, it just makes it sound better.
The winning speaker will represent Thailand at an international speaking competition held in England with other winners around the world, but whoever wins, these contestants are sure to be the future leaders in Thailand to watch out for. Footage by Tana Suknabun. Listener Wishit Sarsat reporting.
Thanks to Kun Visnari for that interesting story. And also, that's it for Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a short break, we'll have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices, and then Newsline will return with an investment ASEAN forum recently held in Bangkok. Stay with us.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The sixth core value, maintaining moral integrity, considerateness, generosity, and sharing.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. They're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
NBT World, a 24-hour English language television service operated by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, is designed to bring the most reliable information about Thailand to the international community. NBT World is available on various platforms, including via C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. You can also follow us on facebook.com/NNT News or download the PRD News EN application on your smartphones. NBT World, a vision of Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. An international forum on ASEAN economic issues by a top investment company was held in Bangkok this past week with various panels and speakers and was attended by key members of the financial sector in Thailand and government dignitaries as well. NBT World correspondent Joel Gershon went to the event and got an exclusive interview with a key analyst about Thailand's positioning within ASEAN.
A forum on ASEAN was held this past week in Bangkok by CLSA, a major independent brokerage and investment group based in Hong Kong that focuses on markets in Asia. There were a variety of topics ranging from Thailand's economic outlook to corporate governance in ASEAN. Here are highlights from a session on the digital economy and e-commerce in Thailand.
Tell us more about what you think, how long do you think it could be in Thailand before you get a sort of stronger e-commerce?
At the moment, if you want to do e-commerce, when you go to the Ministry of Commerce to apply for license, it will take you days, and probably get passed through 10 sections. We will modify the law so that it will take you half an hour to get the license.
The sector that should be initially encouraged is the three sectors that I mentioned. Financial sector, manufacturing, and education.
Towards the end of the forum, CLSA's country head for Thailand, Prin Panitpakdi, sat with NBT World for an exclusive interview where he spoke about the strengths and challenges that Thailand faces as the AEC sets in.
Now, with the AEC opening up, there will be new competitors coming in to enter the Thai market. There will also be great opportunities that if they want to grow their capacity, to grow their market share, it will not be just one market. Thailand is strategically located in our favor as a hub in terms of logistic hub. So when you speak to multinational corporations, Unilever, Procter & Gamble, even the smaller ones like Ducati, Harley Davidson, they come to Thailand and they use Thailand as a hub. They produce here, not for 65 million population of Thailand, they produce here for the 350 million population of the Greater Mekong sub-region, the GMS, the southern part of China, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Myanmar, and also looking with an eye for an even bigger ASEAN market.
CLSA has many high-profile clients that can take advantage of their expertise. But what about the average person? What can they do?
Big Thai corporates have woken up in a big way and very alert to this AEC, ASEAN Economic Community. So they're very proactive at promoting the whole AEC concept to the Thai public and the Thai consumer at large. The other area, obviously, is the Stock Exchange of Thailand, which is just next to the Queen Sirikit Exhibition Center. There they have the Marui Library, and also the actual SET office itself organize some function forums, both in terms of the SME, the social enterprise angle of the social impact investment that the SET is promoting, and obviously the Greater Mekong sub-region sessions and forums that they're organizing there quite regularly. So from the SET website, you can definitely have a look at a lot of range of forum speakers, both at the SET itself and at the Set in the City forum, or some of the function that ongoing that's very accessible to the public.
The AEC presents many opportunities for Thais, as Kun Prin pointed out, and there are public resources available for people to stay informed and stay ahead. For NBT World, this is Joel Gershon.
More than 1 million demonstrators marched in cities and towns across Brazil on Sunday to protest a sluggish economy, rising prices, corruption, and to call for the impeachment of leftist President Dilma Rousseff. The marches across the continent-sized country come as Brazil struggles to overcome economic and political malaise and pick up the pieces of a boom that crumbled once Rousseff took office in 2011. Now, in the third month of her second four-year term, Rousseff is unlikely to resign or face the impeachment proceedings called for by many opponents angry about a fifth year of economic stagnation and a multi-billion-dollar corruption scandal at state-run energy company Petróleo Brasileiro S.A. or Petrobras. Many economists expect the country to slip into recession this year. Inflation is running at a 10-year high, while Brazil's currency, the real, has lost over 22% of its value against the dollar this year. Aleppo residents said on Sunday that U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry's suggestion of dialogue with the Syrian president came too late. Kerry said that the U.S. will have to negotiate with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad for a political transition in Syria, and his government is exploring ways to pressure him into agreeing to talks. Washington has long insisted that Assad must be replaced through a negotiated political transition, but the rise of a common enemy, hardline militant group Islamic State, appears to have slightly softened the West's stance towards him. Some Aleppo residents were not convinced Kerry's suggestion was the best way forward. Syria's civil war is now into its fifth year, with hundreds of thousands killed and millions of Syrians displaced. Kerry said the U.S. and other countries, which he did not name, were exploring ways to reignite the diplomatic process to end the conflict in Syria. China State Television channel CCTV reported on Sunday that a bomb the Chinese government says was dropped by a Myanmar aircraft on Chinese territory has killed 5 people and injured 8 others. CCTV said among the 8 injured, 1 remained in critical condition and was still being kept in the intensive care unit. Myanmar's government forces have been battling rebels on the border with China since last month, and China has urged Myanmar to lower the temperature. However, Myanmar denied that any bomb from its forces had fallen in China and said the rebels might have fired into China to create misunderstanding. The rebels do not have aircraft. CCTV said the bomb hit a sugarcane field in a village of southwest Yunnan province where around 30 people were working on Friday. After the bombing, China's Air Force dispatched planes to patrol the border and step up protection of its airspace. China and Myanmar share a 2,000-kilometer border, much of it remote and hard to access. Fighting between the rebels and the army in 2009 pushed tens of thousands of refugees into southwestern China, angering the government in Beijing. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. If you do have any suggestions or comments, please email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Today, we end the program by taking you to a floating market which is in Samut Songkhram province. I'm Chalapan Sanarula. Have a wonderful day. Swadee ka.